Hi, it's Ulti Carlson here. Kino Lorber has been knocking it out of the park with some of their recent 4K releases of classic films. And today we get another Hollywood classic from the vaults, given a nice new remastered disc from Kino Lorber. The movie we're looking at today is 12 Angry Men, starring Henry Fonda, which was released in the mid-1950s. This is actually a remake of a Studio One teleplay that aired on television, adapted for the big screen. I'm going to unbox this release, share my opinions, and let you know what I think of the film and this collection. Nice artwork there on the front cover. There's our spine text. Back cover's got some photos from the film, as well as a description and all the legalese, credits, and special features and so forth. The film is not included on a Blu-ray disc, but there is a Blu-ray disc of bonus material, so we'll get to that in a little bit. Slipcover comes off. Same thing underneath. Sadly, there's not a reversible sleeve. I wish we could have gotten the original theatrical poster art as a reversible sleeve, but no such luck on that end. And pretty much the same thing there. Inside we have our discs. No frills in the packaging really, but no surprises there. I'll read the description of the film as follows from the backing card. Brand new HDR Dolby Vision master from a 4K scan of the original camera negative. Following the closing arguments in a murder trial, the 12 members of the jury must deliberate, with a guilty verdict meaning death for the accused, an inner-city teen. As the dozen men try to reach a unanimous decision while sequestered in a solitary, sweltering room, one juror casts considerable doubt on elements of the case. Personal issues soon rise to the surface, and conflict threatens to derail the delicate process that will decide one boy's fate. In addition to Fonda, who also co-produced with writer Reginald Rose, the cast includes Lee J. Cobb as his main opposition, Ed Begley as a hateful bigot, E.G. Marshall as a cold, logical stockbroker, Jack Warden as a baseball fanatic. The feature directing debut of Sidney Lumet, 12 Angry Men remains one of the best pictures ever made, a searing examination of race, justice, family, and morality. I first saw 12 Angry Men when my high school social studies teacher showed it to us when we were learning about the legal system, and it's a movie that won me over from the very first time I've seen it, and ever since then it's remained an absolute favorite of mine. Henry Fonda, of course, one of Hollywood's all-time great actors, and he's great as the lone white knight who stands up for what he thinks is right in the jury room, having to convince a room full of the opposition that maybe this boy didn't actually murder his father and may be innocent of the crime. And the list goes on. It's a phenomenal cast. What's really amazing about this movie is the minimalist approach that it takes. I mean, there's no action-packed gun battles, explosions, or anything like that. It's pretty much a verbal film that's set in one room. Less than 5 minutes of screen time takes place outside of the jury room. And despite this, director Sidney Lumet absolutely keeps you on your toes because you never know what's going to be around the corner, what's going to be said next, or what this young boy's fate's going to be, what this jury will be deciding on as they clash with one another. It's in all ways an improvement over the previously released television version that had come about 2 or 3 years prior. Disappointingly, we don't get that as a bonus feature in here, although it was included on the Criterion Collection DVD. It is one of the greatest films ever made, quite possibly the greatest film ever made about the legal system and trial by jury, even if some elements are exaggerated a bit for Hollywood sensationalism. But it is one of those movies that everybody should see at least once. It's a true masterpiece. Everyone who's in this movie gives their absolute best performance, and it's one that I really can't give any higher recommendation to on the basis of the film. But how does it look in 4K? Of course, the Criterion Collection released it on Blu-ray about a decade back, but Kino Lorber once again knocks it out of the park. This is a beautiful looking transfer that retains all the original film grain and elements. It's sharp and well detailed. Maybe the occasional soft shot here and there, but that's just due to the source photography. It is a gorgeous looking transfer, and that extra little push from the Dolby Vision gives you the brighter brights and the darker blacks, and the movie just looks absolutely phenomenal as a result. As far as bonus features go, sadly we don't get the old 1954 teleplay version that I was talking about earlier. George Voskovec and Joseph Sweeney, who appeared in this version, actually had played the same parts in that version prior to this. They're the only two actors that carried over. What we do get, however, is the 1997 television version directed by William Friedkin and starring the likes of Jack Lemmon, Edward James Olmos, James Gandolfini, Michael T. Williamson, and Tony Danza. I've done a review of a standalone Blu-ray for that Kino Lorber released, and I'll include a link to that up above if you want to check that out. There's also some of the older DVD era bonuses that were on the pre-Criterion Collection releases of the film, so it's nice to see we get a few bonus features here, though I am disappointed to see a lot of the Criterion stuff didn't make it over. So if you have the Criterion disc, hold on to that. Overall, I do have to say, great movie, beautiful picture quality, nice assortment of bonus features, including the 1997 version. It's just disappointing that, again, we missed out on some of the Criterion stuff. So hold on to that disc if you haven't too, but you should certainly double dip for this one for the picture quality, which is phenomenal. Absolute highest recommendations for this package, despite the few minor flaws in terms of bonus features. Are you a fan of 12 Angry Men? Do you think this is one of the greatest films ever made? Do you think it's the greatest version of this story? Comment down below and know what you think. Also, remember to subscribe to this channel for more content, as I'm always posting new videos. And be sure to give this one a like if you found it helpful. I'm Taylor T. Carlson. I'll see you next time.